Live from the Bass Room Studio 2.0 in Seattle, Washington, this is the Podworms Spacecast. The Podworms are 7 lifelong friends who, much like Andy Dufresne at the end of Shawshank Redemption, are wearing nice shoes in our prison clothes.
Podworms Spacecast, throw it in your face cast.
Welcome to the Spacecast.
Nice shoes in our prison clothes.
That actually really struck me deep. I was like, I wore what I wore to work today, and so I was like,
yeah, we can
looking
tell.
at my nice shoes. These really are my prison clothes.
You're kind of wearing your prison clothes, right?
You'd look
dude.
deeply struck.
Yeah, and
It's
that
really philosophical.
I need some time to. I need some time to contemplate, guys.
It's like, do you guys ever, I don't know, wear your nice shoes in your prison clothes? Because I do.
Only when I'm feeling a little down.
You know what that sounds like?
If you know what I mean.
Chase, that almost sounds like a line that could be in like a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah,
Nice
it's in the
shoes in
intro
your prison
before the song
clothes.
starts.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, like that one song about having a bad day or whatever.
So
Or,
you
wait,
had
was that
a
not
bad
her?
day.
I don't remember.
Not that one.
No,
look what you made me do.
Yeah, that's
stop it.
Look at what you made me do.
So just to introduce some of these voices that you're hearing, these unnamed, unlabeled, unquantified
I don't like labels.
voices.
That's why we call you Kevin.
That's why we call you. Yep, that voice you just heard was unlabeled Kevin, fan of the pod.
hey.
Hey, you know what? I keep winning this every week. This like thing that we have on Instagram where I like the showcase where whoever is the fan and wins the thing gets to be on the pod.
Yep.
Yeah.
that one.
I'm consistently winning this. You
It's
guys
like-
should get to our
yeah.
Instagram account and see if you can win.
Yeah, we have a weekly sweepstakes. we promote it on all of Kellogg's brand cereal boxes.
Physically mail us
Yeah.
your entry.
Kevin every week cuts out those box tops and sends them our way.
Yeah. Screw you, savings for education. I want to be on the podcast.
It's 10 whole box tops. I mean, that's a lot of Lucky Charms for a single dude to be
all I
gone
eat.
through in a week. You know?
We've got a very lucrative sponsorship by General Mills.
I guess so.
But he's here every week. And next to our fan of the pod, we have happy to be here, Jim Charter.
I'm very happy to be here today.
You
Doesn't sound like it.
not that happy.
Well, I'm very serious about being very happy to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, got it.
Yep,
that checks out.
I'm a fan of
Classic Jim.
Classic. We got our V-neck aficionado, Chase Golka,
Hello there.
wearing a crew neck today.
Yeah, but it's got a bear on it.
That counts. That counts. If you know anything about t-shirts, that counts.
Thank you.
Bare neck aficionado.
Yep.
We have our podcast promoter, Peter Freeze.
Holy shit, I love this podcast. Wow. If you could tell me that I could only listen to one podcast for the rest of my life and it was the Podworms Spacecast, boy, would I want to die.
Wouldn't we all?
And next to him, we got our looks a thing like Jesus, Phil Williams.
Thanks, man.
Oh.
Dude,
Glad to be here.
hail Ill Wimps, bro.
Hail them. Shout out to all the Ill Wimps out there.
Yeah,
Like,
my Ill Wimps.
if you are like kind of a wimp and you have cancer, you're my homie.
This is not a reference I get.
That's our anagram.
Hail Ill Wimps.
Oh, that's right.
Hail Ill Wimps is an
What's your acronym? That's what I want to know.
honestly,
Pretty happy I'd like to lick. I like licking impossible popsicles with Inuit llamas
Like
it's man's scrotum.
Damn! Wow!
And I got a long name.
Philip Williams, you guys. There he is. That's his introduction.
It's on my business card.
And this is, of course, your pod stepdad, Mike McCoy, speaking to you live.
Really?
Not live. But, and we're missing, unfortunately, our low-hanging fruit, our dandy Andy, our dirty Andy, our sandy
Andy.
Andy,
Our pod daddy.
pod daddy, pod father, pod daddy. We're missing him this week yet again. No commitment. I think we should have a serious conversation about his
You know
place.
what? We should send him a text that says we need to talk.
Oh,
Yeah, we should.
yeah. We'll do that.
Let's do that after. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that offline.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a great show for you guys. We've got fun stuff and surprises throughout the entire episode. We've got stuff to talk about. We got a bit minute, and we've got a new game called the Shame Game.
Shame game sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Everybody wants to play the shame game.
It starts out, Mike's like, okay, I'm going to need 2 volunteers.
So look forward to that.
Anyone?
So I realized that I am an actual fatty this week.
No, Mike.
No, guys,
Don't
stop.
say that about yourself.
Stop it,
Did
guys.
something happen to your cushion?
No, I was shopping in a grocery store,
Uh-huh.
a place where I frequent when I shop.
Casual
Yes.
or nice jacket.
Yeah. Sweatpants?
This was a sweatpants and a nice jacket occasion.
Oh, was it Albertsons?
Christmas time, I see.
It was Albertsons.
Oh,
And I was in the frozen aisle and I was looking for some sort of ice cream snack. No one else is in the aisle.
Yeah.
By myself, looking at all the different things. We got, dark, chocolate banana, frozen items. We've got those rocket things that we got.
Rocket pops.
We got
ice cream sandwiches. We got popsicles.
you're describing ice cream like you're a person who's never ever experienced ice cream.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
We've got the sandwiches. Where it's got like a cookie on top and then a cream.
Cool creams, yeah. Nice.
A cool cream between the two cookies. We got drumsticks, but not chicken.
You are 100% an alien trying to fit in right now.
Somebody's replaced Mike with an alien.
Christ.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm just looking for anything that looks good.
A sweet, tasty treat.
A sweet, tasty treat. And I am standing looking at all these things, and I stumble upon a gold mine. Salted caramel Tillamook ice cream sandwiches.
Ooh.
Wow.
Sandwiches.
I'm all about, I've actually had those.
And they're amazing. But I was like sitting there looking around.
Hold on. I'm all about I've actually had those.
I've actually had
anytime
those.
someone says I've actually had those, I'm all about it.
I wasn't lying about actually having them. I
believe
wasn't,
you. I believe
I wasn't just all about them. Like, I've heard of those. I'm all about those.
If you've had those, I'm all about it.
Tell me what they tasted like.
I'm all about those. I've never had them though. I'm a big supporter of the Tillamook brand. I've never had the chance to taste them.
No, they're really good. Okay.
So I'm perusing, seeing all these things, and then my eyes double take, see the salted caramel Tillamook ice cream sandwiches, and I literally say to myself out loud, "Yes." I saw them step forward toward, like bringing my hand out to grab the door to open it up and say out loud, "Yes." And then I grab them, and before I even realize I am a fucking weirdo. I am a fat little man who just loves ice cream. And I look around and I'm so fortunate. I'm so fortunate that nobody was in the aisle to see me literally like by myself. Yes. This is so exciting. This is the best day of my life.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love when you have a like when you cannot control what you speak, and it really reveals a lot about yourself.
yeah.
I've had similar, like almost pinnacle experiences in my life, life changers that had a similar vocal component to them.
Yeah.
I remember I was studying for this test in college really, really hard. And I've been watching way too much TV instead, specifically Survivor.
Okay, yeah.
And I was really behind the 8 ball. And I was studying for this test, and it was like 2 a.m. I was like, I'm prepared. Like, no matter if I study all the way to the test, I'm not going to do well on this. And right at that moment, Jeff Probst like goes over and goes, "Psh, Tribe has spoken," and like let somebody out. And I was like, "Tribe has spoken. I need to get my life together." I really do.
You're right, Jeff Probst.
You're right.
But I just said it subconsciously. I was like, tribe has spoken. Alone in my dorm room.
You Jeff Probsted yourself.
I did. You Jeff roasted yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hadn't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah.
There was one time me and my girlfriend at the time got into an argument, and I was walking back to my car at like 2 a.m, and it was foggy out. Like you couldn't see more than 20 feet. And I'm just walking alone going through this argument in my head as I'm walking to my car, and there's like one like light post that's displaying this light, and about 50 yards in front of me, there's this lone figure walking, and we're both walking on the same side of the sidewalk, and there's nobody else around because it's so late at night. And like I like before I'm close to him, like we're probably like 10 yards away, and like this thing bursts out of me, and I just go, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Just like out loud, because I'm like rehashing this argument, like just like, "Are you serious right now?" Like just like that's what comes out, and I'm like, "Oh shit, I said that out loud," and there's a guy on the street, and we walk right past each other, and right when he passes me, he goes, "It's okay."
Signpost moment of your life. You probably reflect on it.
I love it. You walked 10 more paces, and then you looked back, and he was gone.
It had that like mysterious moment type of vibe just in the fog.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I would ever say that to a person that was yelling in the darkness.
What I'm curious is if that was him saying it out loud to himself, like, "I'm about to get into a fight." Like, "I'm about to get attacked by this random guy." And then he walks out and says, "Oh, it's okay, good."
You guys are both like, "This guy's crazy."
I know. I want to hear him tell this
Talking
story.
to himself.
He had just broken up with his girlfriend.
Yeah. And he was telling himself it was okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a more healthy perspective on his relationship. I learned a lot from that guy.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I love it.
So we have a elephant in the room
Oh.
Another one.
that we have another elephant.
Yeah, okay.
And this one's a doozy from what I've heard, because it's not my elephant.
Oh.
Kevin has actually brought an elephant with him today.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about this on the pod because we haven't talked about it outside of the pod.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We were talking a while. We have a Tad chat. It's a group chat.
You know, a Tad chat.
Guys,
Short version.
Long story short, we have a Tad chat.
Okay.
I'm certain all the fans know exactly what we're talking about.
Okay, we have a group chat where we started it when we start like months before we started the pod, and everyone like jumped in to say, or I think Andrew said hey, and then I was typing hey, and then I accidentally wrote Tad instead of hey, and then everybody said, instead of saying hey, they said Tad, and then we changed all of our names in the chat to like
Some form of
like
Tad.
OG Tad, the Tad Meister, Tad whatever,
Rad Tad.
and now it's the Tad chat, and we've had it for like 2 years.
For a while, the chat was just called Tad. It wasn't even called Tad chat.
It's called Tad. So that's the
I
short
think it
version.
still
of it.
is called Tad.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
something
We
like
just
Tad?
call it the Tad chat.
We can't ever rename that. It's got to be
Yeah,
Tad
the Tad
for forever.
Yeah, like literally on like New Year's, I feel like Andrew typed in Happy Tad Years.
Oh, yeah.
He sure did.
So we were talking about ways to create different kinds of content and advertise, and Chase had this great idea of like filming skits and like making promotional materials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like super stoked about this idea. So much so that I was like, yeah, we could do simple stuff. And I went and I filmed an entire little skit by myself and sent it to all of you on the Tad chat. And no one said anything.
What? Are you serious?
And we moved on, and no one has ever mentioned it. Or
I know which one it is.
none of us have watched it?
Okay, I watched it. but I didn't say anything. I don't know why I didn't say anything.
Like
I didn't know what to say. It was just so good, right? It was just too good.
I don't know. I guess I was like waiting for somebody else to say something. I don't know.
I got so excited that I like dreamt up an idea, like set up my camera, filmed it, like did it and sent it to everybody. And literally not one sentence was said. And then the conversation later turned to something else. And then we just ignored it until this moment, which is why I'm bringing it up.
Was this like today? Or
This
like,
was months ago.
It was a while ago. It was a while ago.
You know what? You know what I think happened, Kevin?
We should post it.
Is because this
Yeah, look for it on our social media network.
sure.
It'll be up.
what I think happened is you sent it to all of us. All of us in our own heads, because this is exactly what I did. Went, oh, that's cool. I can't watch it right now. I'll watch it later. And then none of us watched it.
Yeah, most of the times when you guys send links, I'm just like, yeah, no, not clicking on that.
It's
Oh God, I gotta go to another
Just
page.
a link. Well, I'll read the comments. You can probably surmise what the thing was about.
Learn about it then.
I can't do any of my own research on this thing.
it's basically just a video of me opening up a Twix bar, about to eat it, and then the top half of the Twix falls off and into the sink.
Yeah.
And into a cup of water, and then I pull the cup of water out of the sink and eat the other half of the Twix. Like that's a little joke of like I like Twix so much that I'll even eat it when it's like in a gross thing.
Yeah.
And I did that literally.
It's weird. I can't imagine why people wouldn't comment on how super funny that is. I mean, listening to it, even just hearing it's
Are
really
you complaining?
funny.
Because I watched that. I just didn't reply.
Yeah, I watched it too.
Oh,
And I didn't
Okay.
reply either.
I don't get it. I definitely saw that. I shouldn't say anything.
Yeah. Well, I also started checking my text messages while Kevin was complaining. So sorry.
No worries. It's not super memorable, but I thought I would get a comment.
Oh man,
Oh my god!
I forgot about that.
God, you guys are so. The McCoy brothers are so whiny. Oh, my tailbone hurts. Oh, no one replies to my Slack.
Bringing all the elephants in.
So many elephants. So many.
God, it's like a fucking Dumbo movie in here.
Anybody else have one while we're at it?
Any elephants out there?
Nope.
I can't. Thank you.
Hold on. Can we
Great
get Mike
job.
to try that again?
Yeah, Mike, please, could you? Anybody have any elephants to bring into the room?
Daniel, our editor, please insert an elephant sound effect here. Thank you.
Was that an elephant getting shot? That's pretty fucked up.
Too late
Yeah, what
now.
the hell, Mike?
Mike, can you one more time? Can you please try and make an elephant noise?
Yep. Absolutely. Here it is.
I bet you thought he was gonna try it again, but it's the slide whistle.
jokes.
3 episodes strong.
Well,
No,
if we had any
four
listen-
episodes
if
strong.
we had any listeners on the fence, that's when they're like, all right, I'm done. They're like halfway through their treadmill. They're like, not anymore.
You know what?
Literally, nothing is better. Nothing is better.
Fucking slide whistle.
I will listen to silence.
That's really what pushes them over the edge. Is the slide whistle.
Just wait until we all get a slide whistle.
Yeah. Well, speaking of shocking and drilling stories, Kevin's got a doozy about a dentist.
I've never heard the term drilling news. Drilling news.
This is gonna really drill
you right home.
Drill this story into your eardrums. Kevin's got a story about the dentist.
So whatever.
That's such a good segue. Just-
Yeah. Oh man. What a good segue.
That's why they call me the stepdad. Also, Dad's gone.
No
segues.
Segues.
I was not on the same page as everybody else.
Let's move right along. Back to the dentist
Just be
story.
right ahead.
I am convinced that everyone lies to the dentist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
Oh, definitely.
100%.
Because I go to my experience with the dentist is that I go there, they ask me questions, I answer honestly, and it's like an adult that I'm paying to scold me like I'm a little child.
Oh, every time.
Yeah, and
true,
we have
though.
like dominatrix for that. So why?
They're like, how often do you floss? And I'm like, once a month. And they're like, once a month, you're gonna get cancer. Like sort of like crazy like stuff.
Yeah.
Like
You're already dead.
like I literally feel like the dentist is me paying people to just treat me like a little kid
Oh,
for an hour.
absolutely.
true, though.
Especially when they've seen you since you're a little kid. They like still see you as a child when you're in the chair.
Right. And so like recently they were asking me how often I floss. I was honest about it and they're like, oh, it's not good enough. Like you're not going to be doing that. And then they've got like their hands in my mouth and they continue to give me this lecture that I can't even respond to. And they talk about how like people who floss live 5 to 7 years longer than people who don't.
What?
And I'm like,
Okay.
literally, I do statistics for
Since
a job.
when?
Like that's my job. Like I don't believe that for 1 second. What I do believe is that people who floss regularly also take care of themselves in other ways.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
leads to health benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like. Not that flossing as in its own thing makes you live 5 to 7 years
Yeah,
longer.
you're like you see the people who floss have self-respect, which is
And like, you know,
something not all of us have. Okay,
If you've ever seen one of those like local headlines that's like woman lives to 107, she's got like the Jack Daniels, the cigar, and the
Yeah.
floss.
yeah.
Right in her hand.
Floss. So they're like, so what's the secret to living?
It's all about the floss.
And
Drink
she's
as much
smoking a
booze as you
cigar.
want.
she's
sure
sitting there
you
smoking a
floss after
cigar.
as long as
drink.
you floss, you're good.
Secret to life. Yeah, that's it. I'm so tired of like these weird bogus facts being thrown at me.
Okay, when they ask you guys how often you floss, what do you say?
I say like once a week.
I say, what? It's floss.
Excuse me, what is floss?
Isn't that what I'm paying you to do?
I'm at a floss. What are you saying?
And Phil, Phil, and then they like look. They don't remember giving you the lecture about floss 6 months ago, so they just give it to you again, like
Yeah.
every time. That's just the same one.
I hop up out of the chair and I floss.
I just answer with a question. How many times do you floss?
The other thing that I've noticed recently is like
I would love to see that really tripping up a dentist. Like, oh, like, no one's ever said that before.
He just pulls out his dentures. Never, bitch.
like they're super into like a normal toothbrush isn't good enough now.
Oh yeah,
For my dentist, like they're like, how the frick do you not have a Sonicare? And I'm like, well, because I didn't want to spend $200 on
Yeah.
a toothbrush.
yeah they triple.
Like I have a $3 toothbrush and it works fine. I've had one cavity in my entire life.
Yeah, you're doing great.
I might be going to the
It's
wrong
hereditary.
dentist. They're like, you floss? I haven't. Okay, well, we'll floss you here today. What kind of toothbrush do you use? I just bought like the $1 one. All right, good for me. Good for you. All right.
Yeah, he's like, good for me. Yeah, keep using that $1 one.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Make sure to come back.
Anyway, here's your candy on the way out.
Yeah.
You know,
Dude, that reminds me, my buddy Eddie just started going to this place. Oh man, what's it called? It has frick. It has a fun name. But
Gentle
basically-
Dental.
Basically, it's
I hope it's
it's
gentle.
a co-
dental.
it's
Ruth's
a
Tooths?
it's a dentist. it's a dentistry, and then also they serve coffee there, so they serve espresso.
wow.
And they give you
What?
they give you free coffee like while you're there and on your way out. And
Do they
all
just
that.
you
hate their
drinking it?
And
hygienists?
also they have cookies there. And I remember getting
No.
cookies from my dentist too. Like, wait a sec. Like, why is it? I was like, I'm like looking at them like, is this a test?
Was the
Are you testing me?
Was the frosting
clothing.
yeah.
Was the frosting toothpaste?
Yeah. I mean, it was just so weird. Because these cookies that they would give you are like heated up. They're like
Whoa.
from the lunchroom.
What?
Otis Spunkemeyer.
Ooh.
I remember specifically when the dentist became not a fun kids outing. Like
Yeah.
there was a time.
Wait.
It was a fun kids outing.
Listen to me. Our dentist growing up,
That's a terrible childhood.
they're in the waiting room.
They had like okay, go ahead.
In the waiting room,
Mike didn't have a lot of toys.
there was this really cool fountain for one. Also, there was a little like a little tiny room in a corner that they were playing kids movies and there was kids toys in there. So in the waiting room, you'd like just go in there and like watch fucking Toy Story or whatever. Have a great time playing with all these toys. and then you go on the dentist. The dentists suck. It kind of masked it. But then on the way out, you got a new toothbrush, new floss, new toothpaste, and like 3 or 4 toys.
Yeah.
And then you walk out, and I remember there was a time, and I was a tall child, as I am a tall adult.
Child.
I almost said adult.
Adult.
I am an adult. And I remember there was a specific time where I couldn't fit in that little room with the Toy Story playing because it's not like a door. It's like literally like a
little cave,
a little like oval or half circle like
and
entrance.
The best part too is the fish tank was on the wall. So you could see it from both sides.
Yeah.
So like you could see it outside or inside the kids' room. It was freaking great.
Yeah.
And like literally no matter what, I left that place because they have a ton of toys that you could pick from, but like every little like wind up balsa wood plane that I've ever gotten every time I went to the dentist, I got one of those things and like had that at home.
You guys are so lucky. I got jack shit from my dentist.
It was dope. And
Holy
then
shit.
and then it wasn't because I went there even when I was an adult, and I remember just like sitting in the waiting room. What do I fucking look at these magazines now? And I just stare longingly at the tiny door into the room that's playing some kids movie that I'd rather watch.
What do you mean I can't go inside?
And then I go out and I'm like, I'm not even excited about these toys anymore. I'm not a kid.
Did you guys
Why am I still here? I'm an adult. I'm an adult.
Did you guys ever go to the orthodontist?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My orthodontist
Oh, yeah.
was the fucking best. He had these cabinets.
We went to the same one.
Van Ness?
We all went to the same one.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He had
Wait,
cabinets.
I didn't go to that one.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
and
Chase,
Andrew
you
did
don't
too.
count. He
All
had
right.
he had cabinets with like video games in them.
Yep.
That were like
Yeah.
desks, but the TV was like in it.
It was
So
and it was tilted.
it was tilted.
Yeah.
And you could play like Donkey Kong. You could play like original Mario.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, there was like old like NES games, and there was also like PS2 or PS1 like the ATV game or whatever.
Yeah.
Fun.
There was like all this fun.
The only
this
downside
fucking
about
dope.
Van Ness is that he would take your when he was like tightening up when he was looking at your braces or tightening them up, he would take your head and like shove it up against his gut, which he had leaning
he was a
over,
large man.
leaning over like the side of the chair, and you'd be like,
No, he was what? He was
Seriously, the only down part is half the procedure.
I'm
Your
serious.
face is in
Serious.
his gut.
Is in his gut.
I don't remember
Your
so
head
much.
up
Pretty big down. No wonder he's got video games in the freaking waiting room.
No, he was very aggressive with your mouth. He was just like,
totally.
all right, well, let's look in here, and then just shove his hand in and wrench right open your mouth.
Zero personal space.
His
that
hands
guy.
were large too.
Oh Jesus!
You know, he ran. You know, he was on. He was on Kirkland City Council for a long time.
No,
that guy.
Kenmore.
Oh,
Yeah, he sold his practice
Kenmore.
and became a politician. Good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him.
I really
He's
liked going
for
to the
him.
dentist when I was a kid because my mom worked at the dentist.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Special treatment.
Did you get the lecture at home too?
No,
Special
no,
teeth mint.
No, there was no lecture. All my mom's coworkers just wanted to gossip to me. It's like an 8-year-old. I was like, I don't know you people. They knew like everything about me.
Phil, you are not going to believe this.
That's so funny.
Carol was
Instead of you tilted like laying back in the dentist chair, you just switched places with them. They lay back in the dentist chair. You're a little
just telling you
8-year-old.
about shit.
You're writing down everything they're saying. Yeah, Carol, tell me more.
That and my mom told me that she's like, if you're ever feeling a little anxious, just ask for that laughing gas. It'll really
Nice.
relax you.
Nice.
I'd be getting my Cleef tea and be like, get me the gas. Bring the gas on. Any
Can I have some of the
procedure.
gas?
Phil's in the dentist's office every week. Hey, you got that gas?
You got any more of that gas?
Hey, you got a balloon I can fill up with that on the way out?
He's a drug-addled like little kid. He's like, hey,
got
give
me
me with
hooked,
that
man.
gas.
Don't grow up on the scene.
I just ate a bunch of candy. You need to clean my teeth. Someone needs to help.
Hey, you open the valve up on that gas a little bit longer there.
I'm not feeling it
I'm imagining the end of Mary Poppins where they walk into that room where everybody's laughing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just like an opium den except for laughing gas.
I love to love.
We should get some of that. We should get some of that stuff.
Yeah, we should definitely.
Where do
get
you think? Where do
some
you think we can get
nitrous?
that?
Podworms outing to the dentist?
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
Podworms grill, chill, sous vide, bake, and dentistry.
Dentistry. Should we start a practice?
Yes, we should.
Podworms practice.
Just practice.
Please don't squirm.
No squirming.
No
Unfortunately, no squirming. Squirm right out the door, but inside here, we really need you to not squirm.
Once you're in the chair, you're strapped down.
We're using very, very high technology. That's gonna go. We're gonna be drilling. We're gonna be brushing. We're gonna be flushing. We're gonna be
Flushing.
Brushing, flushing.
yeah. You know what I mean.
No squirming.
Classic dentist stuff.
Classic dentistry. The podcast dentistry.
But that's
Well, you guys, we got a fun bit minute coming up.
Yes.
Fun?
We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna get right into that bit minute, and then follow that up with the shame game. So
Yay.
Get excited.
I'm so excited for the shame game.
Podworms Space Cast, throw it in your face cast. Podworms Space Cast, get a little taste cast.
And we're back. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to go back to the bit minute. Feel free to hit the drop now. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be hitting a random sentence generator, and that's going to be the punchline to a joke that we all as a group write the setup for.
Yep.
You guys ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Go
All
ahead
right.
and give us a generated sentence.
She advised him to come back at once.
All right. Come back at once.
Nice.
So
Nice.
so that's the punchline. It's already funny.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious.
On its own.
She advised him to come back at once.
Yeah. Like I could see somebody walking into a therapist's office
Yep.
who has a phobia about staying in one place for too long.
Oh, yeah.
This is like a New Yorker joke.
Yeah,
Walks into the therapist's
you,
office.
You fucking liberal elitist with your New Yorker jokes. God,
That's all.
Kevin.
That's the only kind of joke I write.
And then she said, come back at once.
You know how some therapists are like this. And other ones say you should come back here at once. Hey.
Some therapists be like,
New York
you should come
comedians
back at
suck.
once.
Yeah.
I imagine it's like someone who always pays ahead of time and then immediately leaves, and that's his phobia. He goes into a therapist's office, and her advice was, she advised him to come back at once.
Hey.
Oh, God. Hilarious.
Oh man, what a
Love
great
it.
joke!
right.
Tell your friends.
Punchline number 2. I really want to go to work, but I am too sick to drive.
Too sick to drive, huh? Oh my God,
So
here.
this police officer pulls this woman over, right? And she's speeding. He says, "Hey, do you know how fast you're going?" She says, "I really want to go to work, but I'm too sick to drive."
Solid joke.
Now that's the kind of good heartland humor we're looking for.
That's right. That's right.
That's the stuff. Yeah. Next one.
Let's do another one. I think we nailed it.
Yeah, we're on fire.
Oh my God.
No. What did he say?
This is a great punchline.
Yeah, I want to see what it says.
So, this is a great punchline. Sometimes it is better to just walk away from things and go back to them later when you're in a better frame of mind.
Okay. We're in a mortician's office.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay. Fresh corpse just comes in,
Yeah.
filled with squirrels.
Oh.
Mortician turns to his assistant and says exactly that.
Sometimes it's better to just walk away from things and go back to them later when you have a better peace of mind. Am I right?
Always a good. Always
Now
good
it's funny.
when
Now
your
it's funny.
punchline is 3 times as long as your setup. It's always it's a mark of a good joke.
We gotta get that slide whistle at the end of each of these.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm feeling frisky. Let's do another.
Okay.
They got there early and they got really good seats.
This is the weirdest sentence generator. They got there early and they got really good seats.
I can see how that could be funny.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we don't even need to write the joke for that one.
It's hilarious.
It's already funny.
You know, some people are late and then they don't get good seats.
what's the deal?
Well, those people over there.
Some people get the seats real late. And some people get there early. It's like really good seats. Okay, last one, guys. Last one.
Yeah.
Here it is. This is the one to end all ones.
Oh,
Are you gonna click it?
machine's a little slow right now.
Just
Oh, the wireless isn't connected.
what's going on right now?
She always speaks to him in a loud voice.
All right.
This is an easy one, right? There's got to be something.
Okay. All right.
This is a
So
fucking softball right here.
all right. So there's two frogs that are sitting in a pond, right?
Right.
Two frogs in a pond.
Right.
Classic setup.
And one of the frogs is talking about to the other frog about his wife, and
Yep.
and he's like, well, my wife, she doesn't talk to me that often. She doesn't call. And the other frog says she always speaks to me in such a loud voice.
Because he's fucking his wife. Other frog's getting down.
Wow, solid,
She
guys,
speaks to me in a
solid. That's a
loud
solid
voice.
bit minute right there. Wow, I mean
Yeah.
that's one for the books.
Let's definitely write that down in the do again.
Make sure we check that one off as do that definitely again. Well, you've been waiting all episode for it, and it's finally time to play the shame game.
Let's play the shame game. I hate you.
Let's
More. Let's play the shame game.
Shame.
For sure.
Shame your
booty.
Shame your booty.
I love that.
Well, our in honor of our absent leader
God.
of the podcast, our
Yep.
pod daddy, pod
Yep.
father, Dandy Andy, Dirty Andy, low hanging fruit, Andrew Leclerc,
Yep.
who usually shares his stories full of shame with us. Since he's not here, but we've heard enough about it, we know him well enough that I figured what we could do is I'm going to give you guys some scenarios,
Okay.
and you are going to meld your minds together and try and see things the way that Andrew sees things,
Okay.
and predict what he would do in that scenario.
Oh, I love this.
Okay.
And hopefully you guys get close. Whoever's the close, it could be consensus.
Yep.
It could be everybody disagrees and has different ideas.
Yep.
Whoever's the closest, maybe you'll get a point. Maybe it's not a point game.
I feel like every
Maybe we're just having fun.
Are there points? Who knows?
Who knows? That's why
The
everybody.
Super Bowl's this Sunday. Hey, is that the point game? That's the one with points?
Are there points?
That is why people love the shame game. So as a quick example,
and the loser has to streak through the Capitol Hill Broadway.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wait, that's not
The loser.
different.
You all
from
agreed when you.
typical Capitol Hill behavior. So
So as a like short example, we've heard the story of how Andrew had felt shame for bringing turkey for lunch, that he like would order his own. He would like get in an office separate from everyone to eat it because he didn't want people to see
He'd book
it.
a conference room.
He'd
to-
book- thank you. He'd
book a
book
conference room to
room.
eat his fucking lunch.
Yep. So I'm gonna give you some scenarios. We're gonna get right into it. Sorry.
It's so good.
All right. What would Andrew do if he said goodbye to someone and they both ended up walking in the same direction?
Oh.
I think within 3 steps, he comments about the situation.
Yeah, he would have to say
Absolutely.
something.
Definitely saying like something along the lines of, didn't think I'd see you here, or, a little cheeky remark.
Well, throw a little dad joke in there.
I think Andrew would keep walking, and even after that person's peeled off to wherever they're going, he would keep walking. He would walk until he got to water. He would walk into that water, and he would die.
I feel like if it was between him walking in front of this person, like trying to walk faster than them or slower, I think that he would walk faster. I picture him scurrying quickly as fast as he can through the doors.
I mean, his chicken's probably getting cold.
Yeah.
I see him peeling off immediately and looking in a window and just be like, that's what they got in there.
Look at this.
Wow, like the whole situation makes him so uncomfortable that he immediately pees down that big front pocket.
That person would peel off and look in the window with him. And he's like, "Oh, are you interested in that camera that you're looking at?" And you'd be like, "Yep, I'm gonna go in and buy it.
I'm not peeing into my deep, deep pockets right now.
I'm just gonna go buy this camera."
That's not what I'm doing. Chase and Peter were the closest. He
nice.
would walk faster or slower and would not comment on it and would just and act like it was not happening
Nice.
Great.
at all.
That's probably what I would do too, to be honest.
Yeah,
No, actually, that's not true. I would say something.
I would say something. You guys both get points.
Sick.
Perfect.
Nice.
Okay, so what would Andrew do if, while in the grocery store, there was someone stocking shelves blocking his way from that sweet, sweet deli turkey meat that he loves so much?
Yeah.
I think
Are
that
they in the way on both sides?
Just on the side nearest to him.
I got it.
I think that he would end up walking around through a different aisle to come back on the other side. Go all the way around. Not try to squeeze past the guy. That would be way too awkward.
Yep.
Walk around as long as possible. To get back
Are
to
they
him.
blocking
voting for
him
that.
from actually grabbing the deli turkey, or does he just need to get around to get the deli turkey?
I think he just needs to get around him, right?
He just needs to get around them.
Yeah.
It's on the other side of this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he'd go the opposite direction.
Oh,
for sure.
I definitely think that he would walk all the way around.
He would walk around the whole store actually and
Yeah.
hope that they're
That hope
not
they
even
move.
buy the
Yeah.
deli turkey
Right,
anymore.
He would
Once he comes
totally
back,
do
yeah.
a whole walk around just so that they wouldn't see him on one side and then the other side.
Yep.
He'd like spend some time to make it seem like, I'm just cruising.
He would probably even wait until they just left the whole deli turkey area altogether.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too.
He,
just
he
goes-
might even go in an adjacent aisle and like pretend to look for something else. And then just
That would
check
have been my
back.
go-to. Is that he'll like not confront the guy who's blocking,
No.
but try and go for an item that's real close to the guy that's blocking.
Yeah.
So a non-verbal kind of move
Yeah.
to go for it, and then
Yeah.
maybe he'll probably end up buying it by mistake.
like
He'd have like a pack of gravy mix that he just doesn't need.
He goes up because he thinks he can like reach for it, but he realizes that he can't reach for it all the way, so he has to grab whatever's there because he doesn't look like an idiot, like not grabbing anything,
Yeah.
and then going all the way around. So he ends up with like,
And he ends
I don't
up
know,
buying it,
like
yeah.
summer sausage or something when he was supposed to get turkey.
Yeah, so you guys are pretty close with the he would walk all the way around the next aisle and then back to the guy on the opposite side to grab his turkey meat. What if Andrew saw a coworker from a previous job in public?
Say nothing.
But can we ask some clarifying questions?
Absolutely.
Like a good coworker or a bad coworker? Like somebody you palled around with, or like just some guy that was there?
It is somewhere not within the like inner circle.
He just knows them.
You know their name and you know their face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Oh,
Nothing.
Duck
Turn
and
around.
hide.
Yeah. Walk away.
Definitely turn the opposite direction.
Escape.
I think he'd probably, with his hand in his pocket, just give like a 1 finger salute out of the pocket, if you can envision it. Just a little raise.
and keep walking.
Like a weird wave, enough for the person to like look at you because they saw you do something, but they didn't notice it as a wave. So now they're just looking at you, and now you have eye contact with them, and you're not sure what to do.
And then you look for gravy mix again.
Go right back
And
to
you
that
go
gravy.
back looking for that turkey.
Yeah, basically he'd avoid at all costs.
Yep.
Okay, so what did Andrew do if he's walking towards an elevator as it is closing and he needs to go up or down and there's one person inside of this elevator?
And he's waiting for the next elevator.
slow down.
definitely
he's not
wait.
gonna
Pretend
try
like
and
you
stop that elevator.
pretend like you don't need the elevator for a second.
Yeah, maybe
Until the door's closed.
stand in front of the elevator as the doors close.
Take the stairs.
Take the stairs.
Yeah,
Wow.
these are all pretty much right. Okay, so what would Andrew do if he was walking along the sidewalk back to his car that's in the parking lot? And he now needs to cross the road, but his car is a few seconds away from crossing his path.
Oh, he's gonna wait at a stoplight that has a hand signal.
Yeah.
And not move an inch
3
until that.
a.m.
Yeah, we have evidence of that.
He would pretend as if he was not going to cross the street and keep walking until the car has passed, and then
So that way he can cross the street. I'm not gonna lie, I do that too.
I definitely
I do that too all the time, especially
Oh,
like
yeah.
grocery store parking lots. If someone's driving by and it's way faster for a car to just drive by than for them to wait for me to walk. And then they're waiting for me to walk. So I just pretend like I'm not going to do it. And then right when they cross, it's for some reason I'm always like, "Hey, gotcha." like I tricked them or something. And then I just turn.
I tricked you into a more efficient life.
Yeah.
So you don't
It's
just
better for all of us.
you don't wave them on. You just go, hey, you didn't know, just go.
No, I don't wave them on. I just look like I'm not crossing because then they,
Yeah,
Because if you wave them on, they're going to be like, "Oh, no, you go," and wave you on. And you're like, ugh.
I take quite the opposite. I just throw my body into traffic, and especially in grocery store parking lots, because I've been on the other end so many times
Yeah.
that I feel vindicated and justified doing it to other drivers.
Yeah, sometimes I just straight
I'm
up
going.
walk because they got to watch out for you.
Exactly.
You're a pedestrian.
You have the right of way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of goes both ways, but I'll definitely do the thing where I'll fake as if I was never. Oh no, I'm not crossing the street.
just
No,
look
I just
away.
wanted to go down to the over here, and then a car will like slow down, and then I'll like even like further commit to like.
Nope, just
Nope,
walking
nope,
straight
just-
ahead.
Don't need to cross the street. Not me. We're going the wrong way.
I'm coming out of this grocery store and I'm taking a hard right turn.
No, I'm just walking home.
I'll do the
I don't have a car. I don't own a car.
fake out where
Yes, I have a cart, but I don't have a car.
I'm taking this car with me.
I'll do the fake out where I let him think that I'm going to let him go. And then, excuse me, no, I'm the pedestrian here.
I like the idea.
Trying to get some of that sweet insurance money.
Get some Phillies tickets.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like a super determined car driver who wants you to cross in front of them, but you're doing this little dance and you keep walking past them, but they go to the point of reversing their car so that you have to cross in front of them.
They like keep waving you by.
Like, no, please go.
It's like reverse chicken. You're like, no,
go.
no, literally, I'm just walking on the sidewalk. I'm not trying to cross the road at all.
So there's this new crosswalk on Leary that I have to cross daily to get to my car.
Yeah.
And it's across 4 lanes of traffic and it's angled really badly.
Yeah.
So that the crosswalk takes actually a really long time to get across. And if you have to take a left-hand turn, you never get an arrow. I've been victim of it myself. You have to wait for everybody to cross and then barely sneak by. It stinks.
So those people are flying through.
It absolutely stinks.
Yeah.
So I'm very concerned about it.
Would you say you're leery of it?
I am very leery. But one day when I was getting off work, I needed to get back to my car. And I had my earphones in, listening to music, going. I know the situation. I'm trying to be considerate. It's a brisk pace. This guy's frustrated. It's like 5:30. He's been waiting at this light for probably 20 minutes. And he just rolls down his window and he screams, "Get off your fucking phone!" What? No idea why.
way.
But I understand. It brings
Yeah.
out the worst of us when you got to like navigate with pedestrians.
God.
I think I know what intersection you're talking about too.
Yeah, it's
Damn.
not fun.
Yeah.
Well, the worst is like when you're at like a 4-way stop and you and someone get there like at the same time, but they really get there first, and you're like, you definitely go, but then they wave you, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'll go, and then you like start to let off the gas, but then they start going, so you brake, but then they saw that you were going, and then they brake, like, you know what I mean? Like where it gets to this weird
Oh man.
No, here's the worst.
You could do that into infinity.
You're in a car, you're trying to turn left across a 2-lane road coming at you. And one of the drivers sees that you've been having a tough time going across. So the person in the lane closest to you stops and waves you forward, so you can no longer see what's happening in the second lane. And they're so polite that they're putting you in a dangerous situation.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
That person I fucking hate.
They're like, come on, you could go, and you're like, there's fucking
Like I have no idea.
You can't
This
see
is
behind you.
You have just made this dangerous. Just please drive. You have the right of way.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm so excited that we brought back traffic talk on the pod.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't get road rage, but that like politeness on the road makes me so fucking mad. like it's literally like people trying to be nice and just making things exhausting. Where you're like, no, you go, no, I'll go, you go.
That's why I love when I take an Uber or a Lyft. I love it when it's a driver who just does not give a shit because it's like, hey, I'm just in this lift. It's not. You can't be mad at me. He just cuts you off. It's
true.
Happy.
No, I thought it was a bad idea too.
No, I don't like what he's doing, but hey, well, who am I to judge?
You know, this could make a good Podworms promotional skit of us. Someone's driving and they come to a 4-way stop. And then 2 cars just take turns inching forward, but like going and stopping. Going,
Like the whole intersection.
yeah.
Kevin,
I'll film it. I'll send it to the Tad chat.
I'll definitely
get on
ignore
that
it.
Tad chat right now.
Yeah, we'll watch it.
I can't wait to ignore that video.
I can't wait to watch it and not comment. All right, another scenario. What would Andrew do if the dude making his delicious, best in the world KFC sandwich, and he barely puts deli meat or cheese on the sandwich?
Like, there's a dearth of deli meat and cheese.
Yeah, dearth.
A dearth?
A dearth.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
Nothing. You say
Hold
absolutely
on.
nothing.
Stop everything. What is that from?
I have no idea.
We got high a couple nights ago, me, Kevin, and Julia, and he kept going, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
Are you serious?
Laughing really hard to himself, and he even said it like on the way out. And Julia and I are like, what the fuck is that? We're like, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. Like as if you were quoting something.
It's like a rap song you were listening to.
I love it.
If that is from something, please message me and tell me.
You don't
All I
know?
know is I got super high, and all of a sudden that made sense to me.
We were watching like the last Harry Potter movie, like literally like the saddest Harry Potter movie. And Kevin's like the entire time, yeah, Dumbledore, everybody knows it, everybody knows it. Julia's like, what's that? Like it's kind of funny because we're high, but we're also like, what is he doing? Like,
Yeah.
what's that from?
Like I've done it enough times that
my
it feels like it's probably from something, but I have no idea. It could be that I just feel that way because I've said it that many times.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna give you like a stitched jacket with that embroidered on the back.
Everybody loves it. Everybody does.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah, everybody knows it. Everybody knows it twice. It's always twice.
It should be it's the tagline for our podcast.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
I just
Because it said like that too. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. That's how we would say it. Like it sounds like he's quoting something, but he's not.
I get super weird when high.
Really? Oh, really?
Like I wrote a 15-page paper
Yeah.
about the pros and cons of being high and whether or not we're autonomous beings.
When you were high.
Well, high. I just got super high and just
Covered
was like,
a lot of ground in
While
one
we were
paper.
watching Harry Potter.
You wrote a 15-page.
everybody knows it.
What Kevin doesn't tell you is that entire paper, all 15 pages, was everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. He's just over and over again.
I spent
It's just typed out over and over.
All 15
it's like
pages.
all work and no play. I was convinced that I had to keep writing until I found a logical loop. And then I got unstoned and I was like, what the fuck is a logical loop?
You were this close.
You should have kept smoking.
The biggest irony of it all is like everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
So what was Andrew's problem?
So Andrew's like in what he's like the guy's making the sandwich while he's like telling him what he wants
he
on it.
shortchanges him.
And the guy puts just a little couple pieces of deli meat and a little bit of cheese and what does Andrew do?
Oh, this is very easy. He takes the sandwich, says thank you to the man, and buys it and walks out the store.
Yeah, that's
Then
exactly
goes
what
on
he
the
does.
podcast with great material.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
He gets so excited because he's like, I've got another episode.
He immediately writes it down in his notes. Says, "Ooh, this is gonna. The boys are gonna love this."
They're not gonna believe what happened to my sandwich.
And then we're all gonna be like, "Why didn't you ask
Wait a second.
for more meat?"
This game is pretty easy. It's just whatever path avoids the most confrontation.
Yeah, it's surprisingly
Zero
easy.
conflict.
And what was his answer?
It was he lets the moment pass without saying anything, and then
Oh yeah.
thinking that he probably deserves it.
He deserves it.
Yeah, I definitely
was
don't
never gonna
deserve
take
the
it that
meat
far.
and cheese that I paid for. I don't.
I was never going to take it that
It's
far.
probably for past transgressions. And what would Andrew do if he gets into conversation with an extended family member who is going on and on about politics that he disagrees with?
He would sit there. He would. First of all, it's not a conversation. Andrew would just be listening at this point.
Yeah.
He would nod, and then like an hour later, he would walk away.
An hour?
After the person's done. However long it takes them to finish their tirade, he's in for the long haul.
Yeah, just semi-affirmative noises and mumbles,
Yeah.
Maybe nodding his head.
and then
Head nods. Yeah.
and no actual sentences.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys are nailing this game.
Nice.
What would Andrew do if his coworkers were going to IHOP together, but Andrew's on the keto diet?
This is really specific.
Uh-oh.
Did this actually happen to him? Sounds too specific.
It's all related to stories he's told in the past.
I still think he would go to IHOP and then just
He'd have
He
a
would
water.
go to IHOP and order, if the
Bacon and
waitress
eggs.
was amenable to it, he would order an entire plate of bacon.
But first asking for water.
First pitcher of water.
Yeah.
Could you just bring the pitcher?
4 pitchers.
yeah, these cups not gonna cut
Could
it.
you bring a hose over here?
I'm parched.
We need a keg of water.
This is actually the first one you guys got wrong.
Oh shit!
well.
Really?
So instead,
got carried
he would pretend and say that he brought his own lunch, and then wait for them to leave, and then sneak out and buy his own
My lord.
keto diet lunch.
we got carried away with ourselves, boys.
Wow.
Wow, you guys
He does have some balls.
We're flying high.
you guys really lost it there at the end.
We were doing so well.
we were having a great time.
and then we
Yeah,
lost
now
it.
I'm mad.
I'm real bummed.
I'm so ashamed.
You should be. Well, space fans, please send your shame stories to pwspacecast@gmail.com.
Yes.
Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcast, write a review, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a girlfriend, tell a boyfriend, tell a boyfriend's girlfriend.
Tell your dog.
Tell your ex-girlfriend.
Tell somebody's boyfriend that looks like a girlfriend.
Mutter it to people that you're walking by at 2 a.m. in the fog.
Tell Brandon Flowers.
Yeah, tell somebody that you met in February last year.
Yeah. Tell somebody I used to know.
Somebody!
Yeah. You don't stop telling people until everybody knows it. Everybody knows it.
And thanks to Rebel Scum for our theme song, and I'm sure there's music that he's got coming out, so go and follow him at Rebel Scum Music.
Yeah, that's right.
On Instagram, and then
Yeah.
all the
things.
all the other stuff,
All the things Rebels come.
and as always, space fans,
Keep squirting.